This is Emily. Um, I'm looking at your business plan right now for the first time, and I'm just going to record my comments as I go so that you can see what I'm looking at. At the very beginning, I see how you have the headers here. That's great. You might want to put one of, so many pages, so one of 30 pages. Here, usually, if you're going to do an APA format, you're going to put your name right here, and then the page number here. So I don't know how you're wanting to use your format, but I'm just going to comment as I go along and I see. So this is a learning contract business plan. Learning contract. Okay, so I think what you're trying to say is that it's some kind of contract for people to learn, and this is your business plan to make money off of their learning. Okay, so maybe this title can be a little bit clarified. I don't know if this is an assignment title, but if it is, then you just leave it as is. Then here's the title of your table tennis learning center. Business plan model, and the website that you're going to put it on. Okay. And then here are a table of contents, which is good. Definitely need some kind of table of contents so that people can be guided through where they're looking at. Phase 1, history and position to date. Position to date. What does that mean? Position to date. I guess you're talking about status quo. Yeah, so maybe history and status quo. And then business purpose and aims. You got a purpose and aims, a description, and then the products and services. Okay. Phase 2, market and research. So I guess, is there a timeline, like a date, a specific date, like 1 month, 2 months, 2 days, 3 days, that you're going to do these phases? Otherwise, it's just a kind of maybe a logistical progression. I am not sure. Maybe that just needs to be detailed a little bit more. Customers, competition, competitors, and market research plan. Okay, on page 4. Then competitive business strategy. How are you going to be competitive? Okay, through pricing and advertising. How are you going to advertise? And then operations. I guess this is where the logistics of the actual project comes into play. Selling method plan. Selling method. Okay. Doesn't that go up to here? Advertising. I'm not sure, but people and related administrative. Okay, maybe related is an adjective and administrative is an adjective. So maybe you mean to say people and related administration. And then making, outsourcing, and supplies. Okay, so maybe instead of just saying making, you just say outsourcing and supplies. Legal and regulatory factors. Okay, maybe you don't need this affecting operation. This is a participial phrase that you usually use in sentences, but in an outline or in a table of contents, you want to kind of keep the words to a minimum, like you did here. Communication system. Okay, so the kinds of communication that you're going to use during operations. Forecasting. Maybe instead of saying the sales forecast, you could just say sales forecast, cash flow statement, profit and loss statement, balance sheet, break-even analysis, financing requirements. Okay, in these sections, maybe you want to capitalize the first word of every major word. So capital CASH, capital FLOW, capital STATEMENT. Okay, and then it seems to be like there's this like margin issue here. If you in Word document, you just create a tab, a tab that helps you keep it aligned. That there's a technique to do that in Word. Um, and business control, financial control, sales and marketing control. Um, I guess what I just didn't understand why you called it control. Um, is it like a management, maybe a management piece? I don't know. This is just interesting. Okay, first phase, history and status quo. Business purpose and aims. The purpose of the business is to create, okay, you might want to say is to create a or some or many or 10 centers or facilities. So the purpose of this business is to create a table tennis learning center facility in Denton, in the Denton, Texas area. Because just or in Denton, Texas, period. So if you're talking about area, then it is a specific area. So you say the Denton, Texas area. The facility will be named Denton Table Tennis Learning Center. It will create new employment and help to reduce drugs abuses. Okay, so we say to help reduce drug abuse. And abuses is not plural. You can't count. It's a concept. Drug abuse is a kind of an idea. So help reduce this concept, drug abuse, and help youngsters. Okay, youngsters is maybe a colloquial term. Maybe you want to say help young teenagers or help young children or help youth, help the youth or our youth have after school, okay, so, and help youngsters have after school activities, or maybe you, instead of say help, would contribute to the existing, uh, opportunities for young people to engage in after school activities within the area. Okay. Then you go on to once the facility is established, there are 3 ways on how to use this facility. You want to say this instead of the. First, customers will contribute a certain amount every time they visit and play table tennis within the facility. Okay, so you might want to say that this is a per diem, or not per diem, per instance. So it's like a pay-as-you-go system. Second, customers can also be members of the table tennis club. Okay, so you have membership. Third, customers can enroll in learning table tennis. Okay, so they can enroll in table tennis classes. Maybe that's what you mean. Table tennis, um, table tennis activities, or can enroll in table tennis programming, and use the facility as much as they can. Not as many, use the facility as much as they can in practicing maybe, or playing table tennis, or engaging. Maybe they want to play table tennis with their friends. In games, playing table tennis in a competitive game or in a game style environment. I'm not really sure. That's not really clear. The facility will be maybe this is what you mean. The facility will be an educational center for table tennis and sports. Or it might be, see, here we say facility will be a recreation facility. So the facility will be an educational center for table tennis and sports related recreation for all members and non-members who would like to play. And then which game are you talking about? Are you talking about a specific competition, or are you talking about a specific game? If it's not specific, then you don't need the game. You just say who would like to play or engage in table tennis activities. The facilities also can be a host. The facility can also become a host. Like people can rent the facilities. That's what you meant, right? So people can use rent the facilities to host a table, like a tournament or competition within the facility. So here again, you're kind of repeating. So you might want to say the facility can also be a host for table tennis tournaments and competitions that are held within the premise, right, on the premise. And then business description. You're going to describe the business. So this table tennis facility will serve. Okay, so this table tennis facility will serve. Okay, whenever you use a modal, you don't have to inflect. You don't have to. You don't have to do the subject verb agreement. So you just say this table tennis facility will serve as the recreational center in Denton, Texas. So recreational, RECREATIONAL, in will serve as the premier. Is that what you're trying to say? Again, the article usage, it's not specific, so you might want to say this table tennis facility will serve as a recreational center in like a recreational center, one of many recreational centers in Denton, Texas. I think that's what you're trying to say. Customers who are willing, okay, who are willing, WILLING, not welling, to play the game will need to pay each time they visit and play table tennis at the learning center. Okay, I think you said that before. They can also be a member of the table tennis club or enroll as a student within the learning center. Okay. Product services description products. Okay, so maybe you want to enumerate these, like one, how many products or services you're going to offer. So you got two of them. So maybe one and two, and then or maybe this would be A categorized as A, this would be categorized as B, and then these are the enumerated products. Number one, snacks and refreshments. Number two, and I think, do you mean the sale of the equipment or the rental of the equipment? I think that needs to be kind of made clear. Services, so services, so serves as the recreational center. So you probably want to say recreation, like the whole facility, like the entire center can be rented out for one day. So you can say daily rental of the entire recreational center. Again, you need an adjective here because this is a noun and this is a noun as well. So you can't put nouns back to back. And then serve as a learning as. Okay, I think you need to change this as A. These articles, it's being specific when you're talking about is that as a group. Serves, and I don't think this is the right verb you're trying to use. I think you say the services, you want to say that rental of just the learning center, so just rental of the classrooms, and then teach. Okay, so you want to say maybe hourly or per class. So you can delineate if you want like a course description, like a specific course or a program in mind for a certain date. So you might want to say instead instruction instead of. So you say table tennis instruction, learning center facilities rental or rental of the entire recreational center, and then you can say here hosting tournaments. So you can, I don't know what's, maybe what you mean here is that you could have like work that out where it would be they pay for the administrative costs of the hosting, which includes, like, for example, someone to make signs for them. I'm not really sure what. I think I think I understand what you're saying is that some of the products and services that you're going to offer with the with the building, I guess with the center, is that it's going to be able to host tournaments. And I guess that I guess what you mean here is like grounds fee, like people can rent the ground for a certain fee, and it includes like the rental of the equipment. Is that what you mean? Like these kind of equipment, like the table tennis, um, the table itself, or the paddles. I'm not really sure. So maybe that needs a little bit of like a grounds fee delineation. Okay, phase two, market research, capital R, don't forget. Customers. Okay, so you're researching about the customers. Okay, so maybe you want to say phase two, about the customers, or you customers. Maybe want to do a bullet point here. I noticed that you did competitors and then market research plan. Maybe these are more like a bullet point type thing. Table tennis is an easy game to play. No, it's not so easy. It takes practice. Almost everybody can play table tennis. Okay, so we don't say so. Almost everybody can play in a game of table tennis. There's no age limit when registering at the table tennis learning center. So at our maybe you want to say there's no age limit when registering at our table tennis educational facility. So it is possible that the table tennis facility can attract youngsters to play the game. So okay, so you might want to say it opens up the possibility, or this facility opens up the possibility of having a wide range or a variety of ages represented in the represented among young people. That's kind of what you're trying to say, because it's not really attracting. So you can't say that no age limit attracts youngsters. It's not possible. You just say that they can be included, right? They can be. It's an inclusion environment where a variety of ages are represented, right? So this is kind of a modifier that needs to be addressed. I think that's just the wrong verb right there. The target for this facility is, okay, so you say for our target audience, right? Or our target users, or our target customers okay, so our customers are high school and college students in the Denton district area, or in the Denton area. So so you don't have to be that specific. You can say our target customer or clientels will be high school and college students in the Denton district. There are 4 high schools within the district, 1 college in the north. Okay, so maybe we want to say there are 4 high schools within the district, 1 college, and then this parentheses. Don't need just say 1 college and then parentheses, North Central Texas College, close parentheses, comma, and 2 major universities, and then open parentheses. The University of North Texas and Texas Women University, close parentheses. Competitors. There are no table tennis learning center within this district. Okay, so you can just say, yeah, you get a monopoly. The nearest table tennis facility is in Dallas area. Okay, so is in the Dallas area around. Okay, so then you say, okay, the nearest table tennis facility is in the Dallas area, approximately 50 miles away from the Denton district, and accessible by car in an hour. So it's 1 hour away when traveling by car. So maybe you need to word that a little bit better, because it just seems to be and you don't want to use it. It's just not it's not good writing. You want to be as specific as possible. Market research plan. Since the area has no competitors, okay, so what is it again? Are you talking about? Oh, okay, you're talking about the plan. Oh no, you're talking about the facility. Okay, since the area, or you're talking about Denton. Maybe what you mean is since the area has no competitors, a facility like a table tennis or table tennis facility is possible to get the projected number of customers. Okay, I don't think it is getting it. So you could say since there are no competitors, Denton is able, this table tennis facility, I think you just got to be a little bit more, you got to organize a little bit better. Since the area has no competitors, a facility is possible. No. Okay. Since the area has no competitors, um, the facility the facility stands. I think you're just trying to say possibility, or there's a lot of opportunities. Opportunities abound for the facilities to achieve a record number of customers, for you to achieve this goal, right? So I think we just kind of work that wording a little bit. Every high school within the area has an average of approximately 800 students. Overall, the number, okay, so this should be one word. Overall, the number of students for all 4 high schools are approximately 3,200 students. There are over 15,000 students at or attending UNT and over 12,000 students at TWU. The only thing I really Okay, so you probably have to instead don't address in a business plan. Don't address I. You might want to say the only thing management, or you might want to say management in order to meet projected goals, a projected number of the goal of a certain number of customers. Management will need to try to, or management will properly introduce this game to students so there will be some outreach, right? So I think that's what you're trying to say is that management or recruiters, maybe you want to say agents, recruiting agents will be sent to certain conferences or certain workshops or certain special job fair activities, or I'm not really sure of what specifically, but you mean to say there will be some kind of outreach or recruiting events, opportunities for students in all of the high schools or all the colleges to I guess subscribe or become members. It means, okay, I don't think, in other words, maybe that's what you mean. You keep using it, so we'll just say, in other words, I need to do the good advertisement. Okay, no. All right, you might want to say, in other words, advertisement will be crucial, or good advertisement is key for communicating my products, communicating about communicating information regarding my product and services that I'm offering. So you might want to say that's kind of key instead of say I need to do. So kind of avoid the first person perspective. Within Denton County, the population during 2012 was over 700,000 people. Okay, this is kind of just information out there. What does that kind of do with, what are you trying to say in market research? Are you trying to say that they are perfect for your facility? They are the perfect targeted group? I'm not really sure why you put this here. If not, just take it out or elaborate more about what you mean to say about the population, specifically related to your table tennis learning center. Okay, so here's your business strategy, your competitive business strategy. So it wouldn't be competitive if you're the only one monopoly there. So I would just say business strategy. Pricing, membership starts at so it's $15 a month for the age of, okay, so per month. Then you want to do parentheses. You can do parentheses 15 years, 15 plus, so 1 5 plus, and then years old, and then 20, then parentheses for 16 and above. Oh, okay, here we go. Below. Okay, so you might want to say parentheses 0 to 15 years old, and then 16 years old to 16 plus years old. Um, recreational play pay. Okay, so this is just pay as you go. So this one might be, you might want to say monthly membership, and then uh, one time play, or one time use, $5 per day. Enrollment. Oh, in a course. Okay, so you might want to say course enrollment, like a class enrollment. It's $175 per month. And then, or you can do it per course. I'm not really sure. Table tennis equipment. And you don't, instead of saying it depends, you just say based on type of equipment. Um, and then snacks and refreshment, varies. You might want to say it varies, or don't say it varies, just say varies. And then it's table tennis equipment, varies. And then advertising and promotion. Is that part of the pricing? No, no, no. Okay, so this is must be a bullet, and then this one must be a bullet, and then you might want to say advertising strategy, or promotional strategies, or promotional events. And then you say it will be announced by television and radio. You might want to be a little bit more specific about how much advertising will be for a television advertisement, a commercial, and a radio commercial, because it varies. For television, it's much more expensive. I think it's like about 10 times more expensive than radio. So you might want to talk about exactly, do you mean like a 30-second commercial, 5-second commercial, or 2 weeks of radio time, during a certain segment of the day, like for example, the morning rush hour from 8 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then the price for that. So you might want to target this a little bit more, as well as the kind of television commercial that you're going to offer. Is it going to be an animated commercial? Is it going to be a real commercial where there's real acting, or there's documentary style where they just kind of show the facilities around to people in the commercial? So I'm not really sure exactly what kind. The price is going to change depending on what kind of advertising you're going to use and for how long, what targeted time period. It will be introduced also at okay, so you're going to use, what is it? You might want to be specific and say recruiting agents will be sent out maybe 5 times a year, or at specific like workshops or specific events that the high school and colleges and universities have. You might want to also talk about how maybe the radio you're going to use is a college radio or college newspaper, or specifically where you're going to put those advertisements. We will be using flyers and banners to promote this business. Okay, so yeah, you might want to talk about how you're going to get these flyers out. How many you're going to print out? Maybe 1,000. Are you going to hire someone, or are you going to do this yourself? I mean, that needs to be a little bit more delineated. Operations, selling method plan. Members will have an identification card. Okay, I'm not sure. Selling method to show their membership while using this. Okay, so it's not really a selling method. It's more of the logistics. I think you're talking about the logistics. It's not really a selling method. So you just say maintenance, or the subscription plan, maybe, or the membership plan. So you're talking about how they have a little card. So who will give this to them, and you need a little bit more information on that. Students that enroll in the Learning Center must have proper identification while they are in the facility. Okay. What kind of proper identification? Like a Georgia driver's license, or their membership card? I'm not really sure what you mean. So students who are enrolled, all day visitors that only pay each time their visit. Okay, so you might want to say all daily rate visitors. Okay, this you could put this in parentheses. Each time on their each visit, you can put these in parentheses. Will have a tag on their right chest. Okay. What if they lose that tag? I don't know. Because what if they're swimming? If there's no, not swimming. I'm sorry. Well, I guess table tennis. You don't have to. You have a certain uniform. All identification and tag payments. There's an identification payment? What does that mean? I guess you mean to say all payments will be made or will be verified at the front door. I guess I don't think you mean all identification and receipts. Right, receipts maybe? Is that what you mean? Will be checked at the front door. All snacks and refreshments. Okay, so the front desk is going to take care of the snacks and refreshments. Okay. Okay, so here are the people and the related administration. You got a CEO, facility manager, instructor. Okay, so you divided it up. All right. This is really interesting. Because are you going to hire the instructors yourself? Because what I've seen is that instructors go underneath facility. So for example, you can have someone just renting the facility, and then the instructor renting the facility, renting from that manager, from that facility manager. And so the instructor would rent the room, the table tennis room, to do their course from. So it's kind of like you're not paying the instructors. The instructor is going to make their own money, but they're renting your facilities, or they're using your facilities. I don't know if you thought about that, but this is a coworker and coworker. I don't know if you're going to have is this going to be administration, and then this is going to be instructor, or is coworker? Does that mean administration? Or do you mean instructors are working together? I think this kind of needs to be a little bit thought out a little bit. The personnel and how they interact and what their responsibilities are and how they're related and dependent on each other. Those kind of things that need to kind of look at that model a little bit more. Make outsourcing and supplies. Making outsourcing. I don't know what you mean by outsourcing. Oh, okay. Making supplies. Okay, so you mean to say providing supplies, or providing outsourcing for supplies and equipment, maybe. Is that what you mean? So all the snacks and refreshments will be franchises at all brand name distributors. So you mean to say that the snacks and the refreshments are going to be your brand? I'm not really sure what this sentence means right here. You might want to Or do you mean the snacks and refreshments will have their own name brands and then you're just going to get them from Sam's? I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Or are you going to order through Cisco, or some kind of food provider, every month or every week? You put in an inventory and then they order it, and then a truck comes with the food supplies. So I'm not really sure what logistics this is done, how this is done, and who your providers are going to be. I don't know what you mean by name brand. Can you give me some examples? And then all selling and display equipment will be franchised from brand named distributors of. Okay. All right. So you mean to say that, I don't know what you mean by franchise. I think you mean to say that, the equipment will feature brand name brand name table tennis equipment makers. So you might want to give some examples of that. All equipment and supplies within the facility will be purchased at any store as long as they are cheaper. At any store? What store? Like Kmart? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, okay. So you mean to say like you go to Sam's? Okay, so you might want to say, competitive pricing will allow for resourcing of equipment and supplies for the facility. And I think that's what you mean. Legal and regulatory factors affecting operation. Need to have a tax business permit. Okay. You might want to talk about which one you want to do. LLC or limited or you want to do a core, COR. Up to you. Each state has different permits. Then yeah, you do need to have certain certificates. So maybe you want to delineate this, like the food and refreshments have a certain certificate, and all right, and then the instructors employees should have undergo safety training. Yeah, you might want to talk about, is that as a requirement posted in their job requirement or something that they need to have before they acquire. And then legal tax accounting. So you need to find an accountant, a legal representative, and a tax accountant. And then accidental insurance for facilities. Yes, you might want to talk about how much that's going to cost, estimated cost for these. I don't know if you have a budget, but those are kind of very important. Communication system. They will have an intercom, all right, or maybe walkie-talkies. Facility. Okay, facility. We'll have an intercom system. Who's going to install that? Need telephone with an extension number for each office. Okay, so you'll have a telephone for each desk or each office with an extension number. Okay, so maybe you talk about who's going to provide that setup. These kind of setups for communication systems can cost anywhere between $1,000 to $100,000. So kind of be careful about how you're going to set that up. Is it going to be a T1 system, or need to have a centralized fax machine? Okay, so you need a phone line for that, separate phone line for that. Facility should have landline and wireless internet. Okay, yeah, you probably need some kind of a networking thing here. Facility should have cable TV or satellite. Okay, so you're going to have to find out how to get TV provided for a business. So, like, for example, there's like certain legal legal rules regarding, like, you can only put like one TV per 500 square foot. So if you have like multiple TVs, like four TVs, you can kind of, there's more, it's a price. The price goes up for licensing. So you kind of have to think about that. Forecasting. So here's your income per month. So you think you're going to have, you might want to do this in like a circle, like a pie chart, and you just say, okay, 15, 10% or 1% of the population or 2% of the population are expected to to subscribe or members become a member. Um, this is not goals, it's just one goal. So just goal. And then membership per month or monthly membership instead of membership pay. And then projected income. Projected overhead. Okay, so like your startup costs, I think that's what you mean. Or you mean to say projected operational costs. Um, Income, and then so you're kind of deducting this, right? So these should be, oh yeah, okay, I see how you have this one. This should be black, and then this one should be red with a negative sign or parentheses, negative parentheses, and then this in the parentheses. So it knows it's a, so people when they read it, they know that this is a deduction, this is a cost, and this is a income coming in. um, Okay, and then this should be maybe the total. So the total should be down here when you put total right here. I'm not really sure why you separated this on the same line here. Um, 12, what's this? Per month, I guess 5,000 per year, so something per month, 416 per month. Okay, this is kind of, you might want to divide up these a little bit better. Um, Worker salaries for 10 employees. Okay. This budget may need a little bit of, maybe use the Excel budgets like a template to put this in different colors and in a format that is people can read it real easily. Um, so is this how much overhead is going to cost? I don't understand. Ah, okay, I see. This is income, I think what you mean to say. It's not overhead costs. Um, Financial, here are your financials. So this one you mean to say facility like the property or the building cost? I'm not really sure what this is. Um, and then equipment, licensing and registration. And is this going to be a mortgage or an equipment? Like, would you pay per month on mortgage to? So maybe that's what you mean to say, like a monthly mortgage or the monthly loan, equipment loan cost, and the monthly registration costs or licensing. Um, so maybe you want to talk about this loan amount, 3,200. Okay, I'm not really sure. Maybe you want to talk about interests. I'm not really sure. Phase 6 business control, need to hire a professional accountant that will do quarterly inventory. Okay, so we'll do quarterly um, statements instead of inventory. They're not really inventory anything, they're just statements, maybe a business statement, but profit and loss statement. And then you'll have some bookkeeping personnel. Maybe you want to talk about the software that they're going to use. Tax expert. So you're gonna have an accountant, specific accountant that's going to handle your taxes, and then a specific legal representative. Um, Table tennis lesson plan. Table tennis instruction. Okay, so this doesn't look like a lesson plan. This looks like a schedule or a what do they call it? Like a um, leveler, like a leveler. I don't think this is a lesson plan. I think this is more of like and the overall structure of how you're going to divide up the people for parts of instructions. Okay, instructions, is there multiple instructions or is this just instruction? Like there's going to be 4 different classes? I don't really know what this parts mean. All instructors are designed for after school Okay. So after school activity style, I think that's what you mean at all instruction. Okay, it's not plural. It's just all instruction or all classes target after school models, right? And then part 1 introduction. Okay, I see. Here's your lesson plan for beginners. Okay, so you got to divide this up because it seems like it's together. 5 minutes for an instruction, 30 minutes for a warm up. Wow, that 30 minutes for a warm up. The warm up should only be like 5 to 15 minutes. 30 minutes is okay, I think you're talking about exercises, some kind of exercises. Okay, I see what you're saying. Maybe it's exercises. 75 minutes of actual instructions, serving techniques, returning the ball. So you divided it up into different basic outcomes. So maybe these are outcomes. You want them to be able to properly hold the racket, properly serve, return the ball in a certain style, basic rules of tennis. Okay, so this is maybe something that each instructor will have different. Like, will this be like 1/4 of the 75 minutes, another fourth, third fourth, and then the full quarter, and then the 10 minutes for questions, answers, and feedback. Maybe this can be like an applied, an applied, like an assessment, so they can get direct feedback. I'm not really sure. Part 1 preparation, part 2 main instruction for advanced. 30 minutes, 80 minutes. Okay, this is a warm up. 80 minutes, spiking, stopping, and returning techniques, serving techniques. So I noticed that the advanced serving techniques here, and then returning techniques and returning the ball, they're kind of the same. So these must be more skilled areas. So you might want to delineate in here separated learning objective, learning goal, and then learning measured outcomes. So those are kind of when we do a lesson plan or when we do a syllabus or a course design, when we're designing courses, we look at those 3 separate areas to guide our plan or to guide our how we approach everything. Guide our instruction, our assessment, and our planning all together. So maybe you might want to put these all separate. So like one section at the top, it would be learning objectives, and then the next one, learning goals, what you hope for them to do, be able to do at the end of the course, and then learning outcomes. How you're going to measure, give them feedback that they are actually gaining those, getting towards those specific outcomes that you've made out. So, like for example, they will be able to spike a ball at 45-degree angle based on at a 45 mile per hour speed, something real specific, that you have as a learning a measure that that will be able to give them direct feedback, and then the after you do that, then you can do the day-to-day schedule, how many sessions, and then how many parts. These the first part, the beginning, middle, and end, that belongs in here in the timeline for the day. If you, but I guess you just kind of pulled it out and put it in here. It's based on what people going to try to do. You gotta kind of separate that a little bit. Instructional time. Um, okay, instructional, personal paddle time. Okay, all right. I see how you, I guess you put the name underneath here, whoever's the instructor one, instructor two. You divide it up. Okay, so far I've looked at everything. It kind of leaves me hanging at the end here. So you might need some kind of like a bullet conclusion, like some of the main points again. But I guess you could just leave it as is. Put these figures as appendices. And then when you do these bullets, and these will be appendices, but because see, you have a APA style beginning here, and then it's not. Where's the business control? Where is the sales and marketing? Where is this sales and marketing? I didn't even see that. And the balance break even analysis. I didn't even see that. And your cash flow statement, I didn't see that. I didn't see how you're marketing, how you're going, what's your strategies, or what is the management practice for that. I didn't see legal and regulatory factors affecting operation. You have to discuss that in terms of like maybe what you want to say is like when you buy insurance, you will get what kind of insurance you're going to get? Workers' compensation insurance, you're going to get hazard insurance, you're going to get flood damage insurance, you're going to get injury insurance, or when people trip and break their leg. Those are kind of things that you might want to discuss in this section in terms of operations. Making outsourcing. So you might want to discuss this at length. Are you going to have your employees run out to Sam's every week or do an inventory, or are you going to have them delivered? Is it management? It's kind of have to be talking about job duties and how logistically this is going to work, who's going to do what, and then your communication system. How are you going to keep a record of the kinds of communication that's happening in your operations, or what kind of communication should be happening. And then your research, your market research plan. I think you need more in-depth how to target your market, more information on how you're going to target it. Like, are you going to target the sports players at the high schools and in the colleges, the sports departments, or are you going to target a specific event like a job fair, or are you going to target like certain classes where you can just go in and make a little announcement, or or are you going to target like a student government association or club? Those are kind of they want to look at like what your what and how you're going to hone this in. Also in your competitive business strategy, kind of these two should bounce off of each other. Phase 2 and phase 3 should bounce off each other, and then phase 4 and phase 5, 4, 5, business control, and 4. These 1, 2 should bounce off of this 6. So somehow I just don't think that this. I mean, it's a good beginning of a plan, but I think that it just kind of loose on the ends. There's some things that just need to be tied up again, and addressed, so that it can all these different phases or parts can be interrelated and speak to each other. That's kind of what I was kind of hoping for at the end, but unfortunately I didn't see that at the end. That's what my feedback is so far. I hope that it is informative. Let me know if you need anything else and I can look at it again. Okay, good luck.